Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. My name is Robert Ho, and I will be the facilitator and instructor for the course. I would like to welcome everyone to CITP 3312, section KV1 and KV2. In this course, students will need to complete 3 competencies. Each competency consists of learning activities, pre-test, 1 pre-test and 1 post-test. Student must attempt to take the pre-test first and then earn 80% on the post-test, 80% or higher on the post-test in order to move to the next competency. The pre-test and the post-test may consist of hands-on lab activities, multiple choice, essay questions, or drag and drop. Okay. Let me show you the folder here. You see this competency link located on the left-hand panel? If you click competency 1, you have competency pre-test and all the learning activities. Okay. In competency 1, we have 6 learning activities or objective. LO11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay. And then competency 1 post-test. Okay. So let me come back again. So here, let me see. So if students do not pass the post-test with at least 80% or higher on the first attempt, you will be instructed to review the material in the learning resources that located in the competency folder and consult with the instructor. Okay. If students do not pass the post-test with at least 80% or higher in the second attempt, then he or she may need to communicate one more time with the instructor. At this time, a third attempt is the last attempt that student can take. So we may have a little bit longer session of counseling to see what kind of strategies that student may need to do in order to pass the post-test with 80% or higher. So the total attempt that student can take in this competency-based format education is 3 times. Okay. My suggestion is when students log into Blackboard, go to the competency folder, start with competency 1, okay, review all of these activities, right? Review this. I have 6 learning objectives. Learning objective 1 and 1, 2, general overview and introduction to ethical hacking up to lesson 1.6, which is vulnerability analysis. Review all of these activities. Okay, it may take a few days, okay, maybe sometime a week, because on each folder you have a lot of information there. So I would suggest students to take their time and review these resources carefully and slowly. Okay. So all of these activities, okay, students need to be familiar with all the contents. Okay. Once you finish reviewing all of these learning activities or objectives, then you can take the pre-test. Okay. So competency 1 pre-test, I posted here, which consists of hands-on learning, hands-on activities, which is 60% of the grade, and multiple choice questions, which is 40% of the grade. Okay, this is the pre-test. Okay, since in the competency-based format, I have hands-on lab activities, pre-test and the post-test. So I created a folder here called Lab Setup Instruction. So student need to set up this lab in his or her computer. Okay, I place an instruction how to do the installation and setup of all of these VM machines. Okay, so let me briefly explain to you what you need to set up. The first one, you need to have a host PC, right? Your host PC can be Windows, Mac, or Linux based. In your host PC, you probably need to have at least 4 GB of RAM, right? The more RAM is better, because since you are going to run a virtual machine, so it takes some of the resources. If you only have 1 GB of RAM, I would suggest you go to STC lab or schools. So contact Esteban Cedillo or Mario Ramirez, so he can make some arrangement for you to do the lab in school. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is a host PC, and then we need to set up 2 VM, right? Metasploitable, which is the victim machines, and then we're gonna set up a Kali Linux, right, which is the attacker machines. As you notice that I have a video how to set this up. The Kali Linux as an attacker machines, and the VM machine, which is the Metasploitable 2 as a victim machines, right? I'll also provide you some instruction. Okay. Some students may run into difficulty setting up this VM. So here, I give an email and contact lab assistant. Okay, 872-6476, and his name is Esteban Cedillo or Mario Ramirez. Okay. Sometime I need to ask you to install the Windows 7. I will provide that info through Blackboard in case we need to do that. Alright, so I'm gonna come back here again. So I just explained to you guys about lab setup, okay? And let's go back to competency 1 folder, right? So this competency 1 folder, we need to click this, and I have all the resources. So take time to be familiar with all of this material, okay? Curriculum for competency 1. And then I have competency 2 and competency 3. Okay? The time it takes to complete this competency is probably 3 weeks. Okay, some students can finish earlier, which is good, so they can proceed to the next competency, which is competency 2. Competency 2 takes approximately 2.5 weeks. Okay, like I say, some of you may finish this competency earlier, so you can proceed to competency 3. Okay. My tentative schedule, I posted over there, right? Let me see. I have my tentative schedule here, right? Competency 1, competency 2, and competency 3. Okay. So, basically, all the activities that are located in Blackboard, students need to review and study them thoroughly. Okay. Then, take the pre-test. So, students are familiar with the format and the type of questions that will be asked on the post-test. After finish taking the pre-test, and then review all the materials or activities related to that competency, then take the post-test. Okay. Remember, in the CBE course, only the post-test that will be graded or evaluated. Okay. That will be count toward your passing grade. Okay. All activities, I will grade it, but it will not include it in the final grade. Okay. For competency-based format, student must score at least 80% or higher. So the passing rate is not 70. 70 is on traditional class, right? What else I want to cover for this video orientation? Okay, so we have 3 competency. If students do not pass the competency 1, they cannot proceed to competency 2. Okay. And then if students do not pass competency 2, they cannot proceed to competency 3. All of this must be taken in ascending order. Okay. So student cannot take competency 3 and then jump to competency 1. No, they have to be in order. All right. So the grading scale for this class, for the CBE format, is A, 90 to 100, B is 80 and 89, which is, these are the minimum score that students need to take, and other than that is an F. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna stop right here first so I can make another video. Alright. That is the point that I like to make. As always, please email me or call me in case you have any questions about this CBE format. If for somehow students want to register on regular semester, please contact Manuel Sanchez, the academic advisor or academic coach for the BAC program. Okay, thank you very much for watching.